As the colors change to fall, the shows just keep getting brighter on Global Voice Broadcasting. Shows about everything that matters to you, from love, living, and life. If you're talking about it, we're talking about it this fall on Global Voice Broadcasting. Don't miss a second.
Hello, hello! Welcome to Actors Anonymous. I'm your host, Sam Quiche. Today on the show, we have with us the very talented Garrett Mendez. You might know him from the upcoming new show on Showtime, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Haven't we all had one? Am I right, guys? Am I right? And also, his weekly improv shows he does at iOS, right?
Yeah, iOS.
iOS and Second City. TMI being one of those shows. Garrett, thanks for coming on the show, man.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me. I'm having a great time. I should have added, sorry to all that, most popular girls in school, MPGIS, all the fans out there, what's up? It's Trisha Capoletti.
I don't know what most popular is that a show?
Okay, so yeah, we're actually prepping for season 4 right now.
Wow.
Yeah. It's called Most Popular Girls in School. It's a YouTube show. We have
great.
about 700,000 subscribers. First episode has like over 5 million views. It's
what?
Yeah.
Dude, you see, this is what I love. This is why I wanted to have you on the show. You're making things happen for yourself. You're not just waiting for the auditions to come in. And you're a hustler.
Yeah.
A hustler, you know, I like using that word.
I'm fussling.
Fussling. You're hustling, you're fussling, and you're making things happen, and you're working on your craft.
You're so nice.
That's the show. Thanks for coming.
Cool. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Thank you very much. I got what I needed.
Let's start kind of from the beginning.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Manhattan Beach, LA, basically. Like I'm a unicorn. I'm from LA. Yeah.
Wow.
LA native.
And were you always interested in acting?
No, dude, I was a shy kid growing up. Like not until like 6th grade did I did a play, and it meant the world to me. No, but it was, it started by like doing plays in kind of 6th grade on,
right.
and then I started doing the musicals. And then I was super into like musical theater, and I went to college for musical theater.
You're a singer, or you talk sing? Because I talk sing. I'm not really great singer.
I got like I'd rather be sailing, or like
we just watched Reefer Madness last night. Are you familiar with the show?
I love Reefer Madness. That's a great show.
Creeping like a communist, he's knocking at your door.
Turning if you can find it.
Eat the brownie.
It's a great video.
Brownie. Yeah, it's a good show. I wish I was in it. I really wanted to be in that show.
It's an amazing show. It was directed by Michelle Dill when I was in college, and it was just a superb show to be in.
I love it.
Lots of costume changes. I played the Alan Cummings character, the
narrator.
Yeah, with the devil and all those other little roles in there.
13 roles.
Right?
I don't know.
It was ridiculous. Did you go to? So you've always been in the performance arts?
Yeah, it wasn't until college when I was like super musical theater mode, and then I kind of part of the musical theater program is to go to New York because I went to UC Irvine in California.
Okay.
So Orange County, it's a very safe like city, and it's a really good program at UCI. If you're looking for musical theater. Anyways, part of the program is you go to New York and you spend like 3 months there. And part of it is like you audition for Broadway shows, like you actually, try and cut the equity, line, all that sort of stuff. And they teach you the tricks and all that sort of stuff.
Right.
And that was a lot of fun. But at night when we had free time to go, like everyone was going to see Broadway shows, I had some friends of friends who could get me some stage time at UCB.
Awesome.
Because back then, back in '08, like it was easier to get stage time at UCB. Now it's extremely competitive. But so UCB New York, I randomly hopped on like kind of like a submission show. And I don't even remember the name of it anymore, but like I got up and did some improv and all that sort of stuff, and I realized I'm way better at, like, I have way more fun and way more I'm way more enthusiastic about it, but like doing improv, and I realized that as much I loved being the funny guy in the musicals. I never really enjoyed like I never wanted to be Curly, I always wanted to be the other dude.
Curly, as in the
from Oklahoma. Sorry,
yeah.
Curly from Oklahoma. I never wanted to be Curly from
I just
Oklahoma. I
wanted
wanted
to
to be well, the other guy. I don't know. I don't know the other guy. But anyways, Will.
Yeah.
Jesus. Anyways,
come on, man. I thought you did musical theater.
I know.
That's amazing. What are some of the struggles you've had then with? I mean, with improv.
Yeah.
Do you really think it's something you can practice and get good at, or is it something you're naturally, people are naturally good at and they just keep doing it and getting better?
So, okay. I think.
Get real with us, Garrett. It's okay.
I don't think you're born with it. I really don't think you're born with it. People are born with a natural ability to think on their feet quicker than others, but I also think that that also just depends on certain life experiences. Like I grew up an only child, so I didn't get to have that like fighting ability with with siblings,
right?
To develop that quick comeback skill. But I had a lot of bullies, like growing up in elementary school. So that's like maybe where I picked that that like sharpness, possibly, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then other people I think are genuinely so good at not taking things seriously that that everything is a joke, and some people just can't turn it off, So I think there are some people who are born with quicker wit, but I definitely think that anybody can train and anybody can keep working at it, and because essentially improv, lying on command, sketch writing, it storytelling, it's just, you're kind of just realizing like what these little skills are, and you keep working on that skill and you'll get better. I mean, I used to be terrible at improv. I was the crazy guy who was always like making things about like, fucking and like, going crazy. No, dude, I was that guy. I was the guy like in your terrible improv class, like, oh my god, look at this parade of cocks. Like I was that annoying guy in high school. And then it slowly, like I did comedy sports in high school, and that was some fun improv stuff, like short form games. And then throughout college, I would randomly drive up to LA and like join these like improv teams that were, like your off Broadway sort of thing. Like your. It was called Ultimate Improv at the time, but now it's called the Improv Space. But
it's funny you should say that. When I first got introduced to improv, it was in 9th grade.
Yeah.
And it was like in the top drama class at the high school, and like they accepted like 2 or 3 seniors every year.
Yeah.
And it was required that during the summertime you take these improv courses. And so the teacher noticed, Troy Powell noticed that I wasn't so great at improv at all. Like I was the guy who was like, look at me, I'm the star. Right. And he's like, it's not about that.
Yeah.
You can't hit a home run every time you're on base. And, just get a run or something, And so I started watching the previous class. I would come in early and watch.
Yeah.
And so I started stealing their jokes.
Nice. That's good.
And I know this sounds horrible, and then I would take those jokes and use it in the next class.
Yeah.
And then the upperclassmen were like, Sam, you're getting better, man. That's great. I'm like, yeah, I'm getting better. But then the teacher's like, no, he's stealing all those jokes from the first class.
That's so bad.
I'm like, all right.
That's so funny.
And so I understand the struggle of like trying to get better at something, especially when you're not good at it at all.
Right. And you know what the worst part is eventually when you take enough improv classes, it's about not thinking, and it's about not trying, and it really is just about stop trying to be funny, stop trying to make the scene go where you want it to go.
Exactly. Yeah.
And like all the sort of stuff that you sadly have to pay so much money for. But like, you know, but it's, and some of them are, you know, rites of passage. You know, like, you know, UCB, like really good classes. You know, but like in order to get, if you want to like get anywhere with, you know, with that theater,
Yes.
you know, you have to go through the whole program. You have to pay all the classes and stuff. But you know, but you know, I mean, you're learning several skills. You know, and I'm not trying to cheapen the whole thing. I'm just saying that.
No, absolutely.
To truly master it, you just have to not think, and you have to.
It's tough to do that.
And it's a big trust thing too. You know, with your scene partners. You know, with improv, it's about, you know, making the other person look good, and in turn they make you look good, because it all seems planned. You know, but it's not, obviously, but it's
very selfless to do
it's
something
a
like that.
super selfless thing. Yeah. That's, you know, that's part of the reason why I don't do stand-up anymore. I used to do stand-up for a little while, you know, just to say I did mostly, you know,
Yeah.
like I'll be honest, I didn't take it too seriously. But, you know, it's good to get up in front of a crowd of strangers and try stuff out that, you know, that you worked on. But,
Where do you find your inspiration then, especially like with this online content that you help produce, right,
oh
and
my
act
God,
in?
yeah, I haven't even touched on that. Yeah, go ahead.
No, yeah,
it's all
just
good.
in general, like for improv and just acting in general, like as an artist, where do you get that inspiration from?
Man, you know, people watching is amazing. You know, and I didn't realize how valuable that was until, I don't know, until traveling, honestly. But like when you realize that like that's a normal thing for Europeans to do, is just let's just sit in a cafe and look, you know. But well, I don't know. You realize how crazy people are, and I don't know. Also, I pull a lot from like bad jobs I've had in the past, you know, because
Yeah. So life
you know.
experiences. It's basically like life. And
I draw from life. Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah, art imitates life.
I'm just curious because for a lot of young actors and inexperienced actors who are serious about, you know, making a career in this business,
Yeah.
a lot of times, you know, they'll find themselves like, okay, I've got my day job.
Uh-huh.
I serve tables at night or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm making an okay money doing that.
Uh-huh.
I've got an agent and a manager now, and
Now
they send
what?
me out
Yeah.
somewhat periodically.
Uh-huh.
What do I do with the rest of my time?
Yeah.
You know what I mean, Jordan?
Yeah.
Because in LA, it's so easy to float. Just like when I say float, I mean like
I know
just
exactly what you mean.
get into that rhythm,
Coast.
and then you make enough money for the month, maybe a little bit to save or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, but then you're just like, I'm all right, and then years go by.
Yeah.
So inspiration and finding fuel for your fire. I'm just always curious where do you draw from? You know,
Well, okay. Well, the fuel. All right.
my voice got really high in
No,
the last
no,
part.
I totally get it.
Where do people get their inspiration, Jordan?
What's everyone doing? You know, out here.
I'm crying.
I think we
How does one break into the business?
should apologize to that sounded like Jiminy Glick.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
What's going on right here? You know what? Just tell me about Barbra Streisand. Tell me about.
That's so underrated, by the way.
Great.
Oh my God, Jiminy Glick. Yeah, he
So
pissed
good.
so many people off. I think
Yeah.
that I think it just got too hot, you know. But like kind of like Kathy Griffin, her whole thing is like, I'm just gonna Wes Anderson or not
Yeah.
Wes Anderson, Anderson Cooper.
Cooper,
Let me
yeah.
touch it. Let me see it. You know.
My
She
God.
knows he's gay,
Eventually
you
you're
know,
not
like
invited to
she
parties.
loves like pushing the boundaries, you know. But anyways, I'm not saying Kathy Griffin's great. Okay, guys.
That's fine. She's on the show.
She's actually right outside the door right now.
That was the surprise you had for me. All right.
You know, just I
I'm
mean,
sorry. So you
Where
you were
was
asking
the-
about the fuel for the fire. Like
Yeah.
what gets
Yeah,
you
yeah.
fuel for the fire? Honestly, I see. I can't help but compare myself to others. You know, that's just I think that's just human nature. You know, and I've accepted that jealousy is a waste of time.
Good. I love that.
Once you accept that, you know, I you know, and but what I will say is that I'm seeing younger people do work super hard, and I'm seeing older people work super hard, and I'm seeing people my age, you know, with the same amount of effort that I'm putting in, you know, or more, and achieving results. And it's a direct correlation. You really see it, that it's no longer about just being a good actor who can play anything, It's not about being a man of 1,000 voices, but more of a man of 1,000 jobs, and realizing that what's more valuable these days are people who can self-produce and are self-motivated and have a specific want. Because I always ask that with some of my older friends, who constantly ask me, well, how did, you just booked something, and how did you, what are you doing that's different? I'm like, I'm doing something at least every day, if not 3 to 4 things every day. That's
right.
Even if it's sending an email, even if it's designing a new logo for myself, because everything's all about branding these days. But something, I update my website even just a little bit. But some one thing a day, that principle kind of has just been, my heroine.
Your heroine. I love heroin.
I'm so afraid. I'm so afraid of serious drugs. I really am. I'll be honest with you.
Whoa, this took a turn.
Not to derail this conversation, but I am so afraid of real drugs.
I want to comment on that real quick.
Out here.
Oh, no. I want to comment on that, but I want to comment on what you said earlier.
Let's bring it back.
So,
I'm sorry.
That was the best.
Am I the guest who's like, guys, enough of this acting shit. Let's talk drugs, all right?
That's what it felt like. It felt like we were just... No, don't be sorry. It's just the best, because I'm like, yeah, I really get what you're saying. And then you're like, yeah, if I could do one thing one day, and I'm scared of drugs.
I know.
No.
When you get me talking vulnerable, I'll hide it with by the way, guys, let's do drugs.
No, man. That's
drugs are my
great.
insecurity. I'm
I
kidding.
think to add on to that,
Yeah,
Garrett,
what's up?
doing stuff every day, great.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Having stuff to do, few things to do, few projects to work on, wonderful. Failing at some of those, great. But I think it's important to be aware when you start failing a lot to redirect your tactics a little bit. What do I mean by that? Well, if you keep doing the same thing for months and months and months,
That's
and you're not getting
that
any...
is the definition of insanity.
And you're not getting different results, then you should change things up a bit.
And it's with the expectations of different results that it's insanity. And I was waiting tables for about 2 years, and not that my girlfriend at the time was any negative thing, but she had very little motivation to get up and do what she came out here to do, and that in turn I always like, well, at least I'm performing kinda. But then I realized I need to up this to, I need to be performing every week, and I need to be making something every week, because Hollywood's gonna keep making stuff regardless, with or without me, so.
It's true. They said that in an email.
Yeah, I got it. I wrote it, actually. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
What were you gonna say, Jordan?
Oh, no, I was going to say that's kind of like I think I was talking to you the other day about it, and it was sort of like there's somebody, an actor who is having trouble with stuff, and there's something I read the other day that said if you are having a lot of problems with things and you keep failing, or you keep having problems in different areas with whether it's auditioning and you're just not getting something, in order to change the world, I can't change the way you see things. I can't change the way you perceive my acting. You have to look at you and reassess. And the way you change yourself is the way you're going to change other people's opinions.
And yes. And to piggyback off of that, it's also, with redirecting your tactics, it's also realizing what you're good at, too. And maybe you're forcing yourself to be the best dramatic actor ever, and we I've seen them tears, but just realize that there's so much more to one person, that some of the best actors of our time, had no idea that they were character actors, or Hugh Laurie got started in comedy and thought that was going to be his life for the rest of, that was going to be his thing, and then bam, House,
Well, Jim Carrey too. Jim Carrey, like when he switched over, everyone was like, "Why are you doing this?"
Yeah, no, but he's
did a
legit.
pretty good job
He's
with
got
it.
the chops. I mean, there's so much, there's so much out there that I think the actors can and can't be, but changing your tactics, that's a great way to put it. That's a great way to put it. Yeah, is just realizing that there's more than one way to do this, and there's no formula. And I mean, what CBS, I think, just signed that deal, or maybe it was Comedy Central. That they gave a show to two Vine stars,
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like fucking go out there and become a Vine star, Vine celebrity, but like, that's. They didn't do the formula. They didn't move to LA, do the classes, all this sort of stuff. But they were making stuff every hour. I mean, I don't know. I see how many Vines those guys put out, and it's at least 2 a day.
It's getting extremely complicated. The Vines that, like, when I say complicated, I mean production wise.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh wow, these are getting even better and better production
Right.
value.
And I don't even know. I have just recently figured out how to make money off of YouTube, but Vine, I'm like, how do you even track any of this? How do you even what? But
the advertising
they-
on that,
They figured it, but
They bring
figured it out,
Oreos in there, and if
I
they're
guess.
having like over 1 million hits per video they post, yeah, they're gonna get sponsors.
I mean,
But I don't understand, how do people get picked up for Vine for TV? Like, all right, the 6-second TV show is going to be great.
I have no
Like, it
fucking
doesn't, how do you pick someone up who does a 6-second video to want to do a
'Cause often-
22-minute TV show?
because
pitch.
you know what it is? It's the showrunners and the producers behind it that have got the vision for the actual show.
Ugh.
No. I've only because I've seen what has happened because Most Popular Girls in School has had certain opportunities to make a real show, and we just make 10-minute episodes for YouTube. But random opportunities have popped up. They're like, all right, well, we like to make this a 22-minute show, but what we're gonna do is, they've already they pitch you
Yeah.
an idea essentially of like, no, this is how your show runs now, and we've said no every single time.
That's
Well, because it also involves changing the show because our show is pretty dirty and it's like South Park meets Mean Girls sort of thing.
Nice.
Yeah, but with cheerleaders, it's like with high school cheerleaders. Oh, all played by stop motion Barbie dolls.
What?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I really have to check this out. What's the name again?
It's called The Most Popular Girls in School.
Peoples, you need to check this out. We're actually going to take a quick break.
Cool.
And when we're back, we're going to talk more about your online projects and some of the struggles you faced producing your own content.
And my addiction to not doing drugs.
Yes.
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 We're excited to get into that.
Awesome.
We'll be right back. Almost 1 billion people on the planet do not have access to safe, clean water, and 4,100 kids under the age of 5 will die today from drinking dirty water. The Thirst Project is the world's leading youth water activism organization. This movement of high school and college students builds fresh water wells in developing nations and impoverished communities to provide people with safe, clean water. The Thirst Project is a nonprofit organization that travels across the United States speaking at schools to educate students about the global water crisis and challenge them to fundraise to build wells. In just 6 years, the Thirst Project has activated more than 300,000 students on 320 campuses across the United States who have raised $8 million, 100% of which has been used to give more than 260,000 people in 12 countries safe, clean water. For more information, visit thirstproject.org. Welcome back. Real quick, I wanted to give you guys an update about the Thirst Project's November campaign. It's called Give It Up. The celebrity spokesperson is Olivia Munn, and the sponsor is Kontiki Vacations. And what this month's campaign is, students are asked to give up their favorite drink for the entire month, whether it be soda, sports drink, coffee, etc., and donate that money to the Thirst Project instead. All month long, we are asking students to give up buying their favorite treat drinks and instead take the money they would have spent and donate to the Thirst Project so we can provide people with safe, clean drinking water. The student that gives up the most luxury drinks / donates the most money will win a free international trip courtesy of Kontiki Vacations. You can check out more details at thirstproject.org/give it up. Garrett, you're still with us.
What's up?
I'm so glad you're still here.
I'm glad I'm still here. I'm glad I'm still here.
I'd like, we have some...
the tornado didn't take me.
A tornado, right? Earthquake. The ground opens up. Some listener questions.
That is what an earthquake is.
That is what an earthquake is. Well, no, an earthquake can be tectonic plates shifting back and forth. No ground is opening up there, Jordan.
That's true, yeah. They can move side to side. They can move over, under.
Oh,
I'm
then
learning
they can
so
move.
much today.
learn it. Learn it.
And then they can move apart, yeah.
Listener question. Some of the biggest challenges you face posting your own online content. Is it working with another person, working with people who are not as motivated as you?
Wow, yeah. Well, yes, a lot of it is definitely finding that team, that kind of that dream team of people that are willing to help, because it's free at the top. Hey, we're all doing this for free, and that's pretty tough. But another thing is motivated and talented. Sadly, those things are mutually exclusive. It's you find a lot of motivated people, but sometimes that they're just the worst. Like, not funny. In my case, like, they're not funny, and they're
They need work.
They're just filled with bad ideas.
Oh, no.
But
They need practice.
but they're super motivated,
Yeah.
and that's the problem, is that they'll always show up on time, and they're like, you ask them to do something, it'll get done. It's just not the way that you want it to. Or there's the really talented people, and some of the most amazing people you've ever met, but they won't. They won't do anything before noon, or like. You ask them to rewrite something, or you ask them to do something for you, and oh, I totally forgot, or oh, this, just the flaky LA stuff, but that's not. Sorry, I play with headphones all the time, but
That's okay, man.
sadly, it gets in the way of like the creativity and the momentum.
Right.
So, to answer that question, momentum. That's the biggest thing I think that I think that the hugest struggle I've had since moving out here, and
Momentum. I like that.
is because it gets going, and you're really into it, and then there were some times where I was posting a video every week, and I'm like, yeah, I got this, like I'm on a roll, but being and that's kind of like during the one-man show days where I was writing, editing, producing, like shooting, and but you can't hold the camera and the boom mic and act in it, and like you need other people. So sadly, you just got to keep putting yourself out there, and as soon as you hear that somebody like has a camera or is down to shoot sketches or anything like that, just be like, yeah, let's do it, and feel it out. And I give everybody like a one-time kind of audition, sort of thing. I mean, I don't tell them that, and you just work with them. You just work with them,
This is a one-time thing.
This is your shot, kid. So you invite them up, you invite them to do something, and you work together, and sometimes you vibe with them, and or you realize that they're one of the two, motivated but not talented, or anything like that. But when you find that golden mix, that beautiful blend of work hard, play hard sort of thing, and you're like, all right, you're in. If you're into this, I'm into this. And you work together, and then you build that momentum, and you keep making stuff. And it's not necessarily about releasing a video every week. A lot of people always say that's the answer, and I thought that was the answer for a while. But again, always ask yourself, why am I doing this? What do I want specifically out of this?
You just said something. What do I want specifically out of this?
Yeah. Tons of comedians are like, well, I just want to be, funny. And I'm like, well, what do you want? Do you want to be Mark Maron? Like, do you want to have like an insanely huge podcast, or do you want to be like Scott Aukerman, who has his own TV show, but it's still a talk show-ish kind of like funny thing, or do you want to be Key and Peele? Like, what do you want to do? Because if you know specifically what you want to do, then you can start asking yourself better questions,
Right.
Of how to get to what you want to be. I told myself I was done being a server. I was done. I was done doing the lame auditioning thing. You know, I was gonna get out there, so I found people. I found friends with a camera and that kind of floated me until I was able to get my own camera. You know, and then we started shooting our own stuff.
Right.
We started making our own things, and that's how I met more people, and that's how I got cast in a pilot. That's how I got cast in Crazy Ex-Girlfriend for Showtime. Like, it was
Stuff started happening.
things start happening because you just start working with other people, and that's how. Because trust me, guys, meeting other actors doesn't necessarily help you. Sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. You know, but meeting other actors, can open doors depending on if that other actor is doing stuff on their own. You know.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to throw out a metaphor. You ready for this, guys?
I'm nervous.
Metaphor, analogy, one of the two.
Okay, now I'm at half-mast. All right, what's
Okay,
up?
here we go. It's like somebody saying, this is going to be bad. I already know it. I want water. And it's like, well, what do you want to do with the water? Do you want to drink it? Do you want to swim in it?
Mm-hmm.
And then the person who's really specific is like, oh, I want to bathe in a specific waterfall
Okay.
in Hawaii.
All right.
That was the best metaphor
Yeah.
in
I
the
don't-
entire world.
You have to know
Sure, I
exactly
understand what you're saying.
So then, to follow your metaphor, you know that you're like, okay, well, I need to buy a ticket.
Yes!
And I need to
He gets it.
bring certain clothes. If like
I like this guy.
I gotta get my tan lines fixed.
Tan lines. That's a big problem for me.
It's everyone's problem
a
in
huge
Hollywood.
problem?
No, I haven't had a tan in forever. I actually try not to get a tan for acting. It's silly, I know.
You try and be that way.
Like, I
I'm
try to
sorry.
stay out of the sun.
All right.
It
Well,
shows.
fuck it, man. You know what? You do what's best for WeSim.
Right. Jordan, you've had
I
a
always
couple
thought you were an
questions.
albino.
Yeah,
I
what's
am.
up, man? What's up?
I have red eyes. It's all makeup and post-production. No, your biggest struggle in recent years, what would you say that it would be?
Wow.
Some people, their biggest struggle is finding that motivation, finding that fire, or keeping that fire fed.
Yeah.
And with you producing online content all the time, that to me is amazing, because you have to wear so many hats, and there's not always a guarantee that it's going to be successful
Right. Yeah.
or well liked.
It's mostly risk.
It's a lot of risk. Yeah,
It's-
mostly risk.
This is being an actor is just 98% risk. Biggest struggle are the moments when I feel that. Man, this is
It's a tough question. I know.
Okay,
I know.
sorry. No, I keep thinking I know how to answer this, and then I am fighting myself in my own head. But really, it's the biggest struggle for me is constantly questioning what am I bringing to the table, like constantly feeling like I have nothing to bring to the table.
Oh, really?
It's so weird, and yeah, there's a lot of the insecurity moments of like, man, I'm just not good enough, I am not, but and that stuff comes to me, but then I you have to constantly be cool with yourself and just accept the fact that like not everything's going to be great.
Right.
Not everything is you're not going to book everything. You're not going to be killing it all the time, but you're so you have to savor the moments that you do kill it,
You're very, very right. But you also said something earlier in the show. You did away with jealousy. You had no room for it in your life, and I feel that that's the same way
what?
for insecurity.
That's like a way better answer than what I gave earlier. Yeah. Jealousy, I think is my biggest struggle.
Oh, really?
And that's when I say I'm not good enough, is because I take steps back and I go, oh wow, I do a lot. I perform a bunch. I release videos all the time, and I'm auditioning all this other stuff. But I see all these other people who are like holy shit, like I just booked, I'm series regular on this random show, or like, I guess who just got promoted to like staff writer on this show. I'm like, damn, like I'm not doing this right, but
You're in the gym though, man. Yeah, I know that sounds crazy. You're training though at your craft. Everything you do is adding on to this, to yourself.
But jealousy is a waste of time. Like I said earlier, but you're totally right. Like, because that's the only thing that's getting in the way of me sometimes of creating and of making stuff and getting down on yourself. Is that it overrides, and it's never motivation. But I love motivation, and that's, I wake up in the morning, I'm like, I'm not doing enough today, and I canceled my Netflix subscription 6 months ago, and I thought for the first like 3 weeks I was itching to do stuff, but then it went away, and then I was filling that time with editing videos and just for everyone's knowledge, I taught myself how to edit video from YouTube videos. Like you just type in how to type in how to anything, by the way, on YouTube. And like now I can fold shirts in 3 seconds. I'm not kidding. I'm a mess. I used to hate folding laundry, and now I'm like, I'm done. No, it's so good.
2 things.
What's up?
By Netflix, do you mean methamphetamine?
Dude, the meth, the red meth, it's legit. Netflix is crazy because it's like, I mean, I have access to watch the shows I need to watch, and another actor just asked me, she's like, well, like, what about like if you're doing research or stuff? I'm like, everything is online. You can find it, if you can stream it, or just turn it on for a little bit and pay for it for that month, But like, just, I don't know if you really need to watch Netflix, but like you can watch anything if you want to.
Or get a girlfriend that has a Netflix subscription who likes to do nothing with her life and just.
The nothing with your life girlfriends, those are the best.
I have a Netflix, but all the other like Amazon Prime or like the HBO Goes, like it's just people who I know that I'm like, hey, what's your password?
That's okay.
And so just steal it from everyone.
You know what? I would recommend getting an HBO account because, especially next year when they like announce the thing, I will probably totally do it.
because
only because that's the actual good shit.
Yeah.
That's the good stuff. I'm sorry, I've been playing with that.
That's okay.
I would say, actually, going back to jealousy.
Yeah, man.
I was saying the other day, like, I had a friend who got a job, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me, like, that's so freaking awesome. And I felt it. I was like, I haven't felt that way in so long. Like, I really wish I didn't feel like I didn't have so much, like,
it's tough.
I wish that was me. But then I think jealousy is like a natural human instinct that you can't fight, and it's really
Absolutely.
bad when it's in a competitive
and it's
industry.
A form of fear. It's a form of fear. It's all your insecurities projecting onto this onto this this facade that is jealousy.
But I think you can like, you're always going to have jealousy in one way or another. You can actually harness that to your benefit.
Yeah.
Like, you can take any bad situation and spin it around and have a positive out of it. Like, find the angle that your jealousy can actually serve you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why are you jealous about this person? Like, what is it? Is it the job they got? Why did they get the job? Like, assess that and compare it back to you. How can you make this work for you?
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
That and grudges. Don't hold grudges.
Yeah.
Grudges are also a waste of time.
No, you also said something. It's a form of fear, and it plays
Jealousy
in with
is
your
a form of fear,
and it plays in with your insecurities. And I think the more I've adopted this for the most part. Every time it creeps in, I'm like, oh nope, you got to stop it. Be happy for them, or you know what I mean. Like,
just be happy for them.
What are you upset? You have a lot of things going.
There's tons of money to go around, like Tupac said. There's a lot of money to go around.
That's very true.
I believe Tupac said that. I'm not crazy. Go ahead.
No.
Directly to you.
He's actually will be on the show.
He told me last year at Coachella, bro. Last year, 2 years ago at Coachella, when he was on stage. It wasn't the drugs.
it's I feel every actor should just have that, like, not carefree mentality, because there's enough actors with that, but like you're secure with yourself. You know your flaws, things you need to work on, and the things you're good at, and you're confident at the things you're good at. Not cocky, but you're like, hey, I can do this well. You need this? I can do this.
Exactly.
And if I have things to work on, you know what? I'm going to spend time every week improving those things and learning more about myself. That way, when you encounter somebody, it's like, you don't have time for jealousy. When you start getting busy and you start like you,
That's it.
like when you're
That's it.
busy,
Yeah.
you're confident in yourself. You're talking with people. You're doing your business thing, and then you're like, you know what? That's great, man. Congrats on booking that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I can't be upset for you because I'm busy with my own stuff.
Yeah. You're all over it.
Absolutely. To kind of redirect some of this,
What's up?
you're an impressions guy.
Sort of. Yeah.
My favorite thing you did? I was in a TMI show. I was hosting it. I was lucky enough to host it.
It's a fun show at Second City.
Garrett was directing it. Great directing job.
Oh, you're so
you
nice.
had a tough actor to work with.
There's,
That's for sure.
The worst.
The worst.
Just the worst.
Horrible ideas. I liked it at one point. You're like, you know what? We love the accents, Sam. Just on this one, no accent. Just forget.
Well, you know, it's tough. Sometimes sketches have too much crazy upon crazy, and you're like, we gotta dial this back a little bit.
I get it, but like, you know, maybe like 6 years ago, if I heard that, I would have been like, man, it's a funny accent. Why can't I use that? This guy's an idiot.
Right.
But then I'm like, no, he's right. There's a reason why.
Know. Yeah.
You do a great Denzel Washington.
It's so funny. Denzel is, I love it because he's essentially the same guy. Like he's always, you know, and I mean, obviously you put him in several situations, but he's got the same point of view, which is like, okay. I see you're a big man. You're a big man with questions. You're a big man with questions. You gotta come up to me and you think you know me, man. You don't know me. Like he's like, my man. You know, like he's so funny.
I can't. I don't know why. That just gets me every time because it's
He's
true.
so funny.
He is like the same,
You know,
attitude guy. And
Put him in any movie, like a romantic comedy. He's like, my woman, yeah, you know, and you're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But he's so good. He's so funny.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Let's see. I
Who else do you do, man?
don't know. I always mess around. You know that instead of like the most interesting man in the world, it's like the most interesting like teenager in the world. You know, like I don't always drink milk, but when I do, I prefer chocolate.
That's great though. Like
It's fun.
I always respect people who can do like impressions of people because I'm not the greatest with impressions. I can do impressions of close friends or family members.
Yeah.
You're kind of an impression in general.
In general.
You are a caricature of
Yeah.
yourself.
That's true.
What?
You are an impression. What was that? Could you please do that?
Yeah, I was like I felt like that Vertigo. You know that
Yeah.
shot where
I
it's like,
thought,
whoa.
I thought you were like turning into an impressionist painting or something.
It's either that or like you're in Inception and you realize that you're not in your own dream. You know, you're like, you know, like when like that moment he's like,
This
except
fabric
for this isn't your dream.
Not real.
Yo,
Dude, I love that movie, but I'll never see it again.
I love it. And then the internet started ripping it apart, and I went, oh yeah, I guess I don't like this movie. You know, but I hate it when the internet like tells me I shouldn't like this movie.
There's an image online too. It's from a Scrooge McDuck comic book from the 80s or something, and it's literally
it's the same
Inception
idea
in one picture.
Isn't that crazy?
It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Was Christopher Nolan just like, let me go through my? Is it Christopher Nolan, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I was reading my
Speaking
Scrooge
of-
McDuck comic books the other day, and I came up
I
with
really
this
want
great
to see
idea.
Interstellar.
Yeah.
I really want to see it. I see it's getting mixed reviews, but I still want to see it.
I have a feeling I'm gonna like it.
They have the Jurassic Park teaser or Jurassic World in that movie.
Wow.
That's one of the main reasons.
That's what I'll be taking
wanna
off
go
my
see
clothes
it.
to later tonight. So.
I hope it's good. That's all I gotta say. I remember watching Jurassic Park for the first time and just shitting my pants.
Yeah.
I think I was like, what was that, 5?
I
I might have left the theater when like they ate. I think I left the theater when the guy got eaten off the toilet. I was like, this is intense for me. I'm 5.
I wanted to be a velociraptor.
Keep that dream alive.
Like,
Sam.
oh.
Keep it alive.
Like Richard
got
Jenkins
really
from
cool.
Step Brothers, just like, I thought if I just, nope, I never could do it.
You guys got so
I almost got
quiet.
there. I almost got
I've never
there.
been more embarrassed.
No.
You guys just like dead quiet. Or maybe I don't.
I'm sorry, I don't know, you know.
I wish
that was
why
the,
you
that was the
wanted-
internet roaring about, you can't be a velociraptor, man.
I feel
it's
like
not going to happen.
someday you're going to be like, I got into acting because I wanted to be a velociraptor.
I found a
Saw
gold.
upon the screen, the silver screen. I will come and play the part of the velociraptor.
I know how to open doors.
Yeah,
I could do this.
can do this, guys.
I found a gold hook.
I found my
I
acting
imagined
niche.
that was my hook, that they have, and so I
Yeah.
was like walking around my house like a velociraptor.
Good.
I was a weird kid. God
Hey.
bless my parents.
Oh,
that's for
dude.
sure.
Oh, yeah. No. Talking to yourself is also really useful as an actor.
Oh God.
What?
I think that's for anybody. Like I do that.
Right. No, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
I do that in the car.
Yep.
Recently, you'll enjoy this story. I went to an audition where I had to be. I had just gotten in a car wreck, and in the moment before, I was crying the whole time because I just caught my girlfriend cheating on me. Like I walked in.
Oh,
So
my
on my way to the
God.
audition, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna bawl, like just start crying.
Shit.
It was a 30-minute drive. I cried the whole way there, like people were staring at me. I couldn't stop it when I got to the audition. I was crying in the waiting room. People, like actors, were like looking up. They were like,
Ooh, that guy.
and they kept like kind of like trying to peek looks. The poor casting director, because I wanted to try something new and different. I wanted to really live the role.
Good.
It was a strong, bold choice. Maybe it wasn't great. The casting director goes, "Wasam, we Sam," and I'm like red-eyed, tears. I'm like, "Yes, me." And she's like, "Great, come on in, honey. Come on in." And she closes the door and she's like, "Are you okay? What happened?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just in character." She's like, "Okay, let's go. Let's go for it." Oh,
I love it.
anyway, I'm a weird guy. I don't know. Do you do weird stuff like that for your auditions or anything
for
like that?
for auditions. Every now and then I'll pretend like I've been there before. You know, like I don't know. I just because I'm so bored sometimes. You know, because it's like. It gets a little monotonous. Like you show up, you sign in, you wait for 10 minutes, and then you go in, and then you say one thing, and then you leave. And that's not even the stuff that's going to be like nobody cares, and they just want you to laugh. So I just try and make them I try and make the person laugh a little bit. So I walk in, I'll be like, I'll pretend like I've been there, and I will call them by a name. I'll just be like, "Josh, what's up, buddy? I haven't seen you in since that Jack in the Box commercial, man. Oh, dude, what's up?" And he's like, "My name's Brian," and I don't.
What will you do?
I don't know what you're talking about, and I'll just be like, "Oh." Sometimes people look the same, similar. Yeah, all right, and sometimes they're weirded out. Sometimes they laugh. I don't know. I do it to keep it interesting.
I
for
think
me,
you do
but
it to throw them off their game.
I'm clearly varying up their day. But
I have a similar thing, but it's to complete strangers on the road. I like to wave. Call people like
You like to
Stacy.
wave
I'd
to
be
people?
like, "Stacy," and it's by myself.
Yeah.
I know I love
I
it because I'm
I've
by
witnessed
myself.
it. I've witnessed it.
I go, "Stacy, what's going on? Looking good," and just drive away because that person will be confused. And I hope that someday I get the name right just by chance, and they're
my
like,
God.
"Who the hell was
She
that
did that
guy?"
to me
See-
the other day. We're walking down the street after a meeting.
Yeah.
And, well, actually, I was harassing you for the first part of it. But then later on, I kept saying stuff to him, and he wasn't responding. And I'm like, I'm just going to keep talking. I don't really know what else to do. Finally, he snaps, just turns to me and goes, "Who are you? Get away from me!" And I'm just like, oh.
I,
awesome.
I got you back early or later on that day when you were ordering pizza, and
Yeah.
I started screaming, like replying back to him, and then screaming, "Help us! We've been kidnapped! Please call 911!" in the
No.
back.
Could've killed
Yeah.
me.
That's
That's
why my
awesome.
credit card didn't go through the first time. She had to call back. She's like, "I didn't get that number right."
Help me!
I didn't get the number right. There was a bunch of people screaming bloody
Yeah.
murder in the background.
I was wishing the police would come over.
Oh God,
It wasn't our house.
That's so funny.
Anyway,
That would have been funny.
Garrett, wrapping this up, I want to first off say thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yeah, man.
It was
Yeah.
such a pleasure having you on
Yeah.
and your unique perspective. And again, much respect for your hustle, for always putting content online, and
Oh,
for being
thanks.
specific with your dreams, because that's the thing that's going to help our listeners out.
Yeah.
And the people who really want to be actors and really want to get involved, because you hold a lot of hats. You're very cross-disciplined, and it's something necessary for all serious actors to be out there.
What's coming up next for you?
I'm working on a couple things. Actually, I have a cool free show coming up at the Comedy Central stage, which is cool because we essentially get to just like put on a 30-minute show and Comedy Central watches it.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
But it's free to the public to come. So that's coming up on November 16th.
Great.
At the Comedy Central stage at 8 o'clock. It's the 5-minute sketch show, which is one of my YouTube channels, which is a whole sketch show in 5 minutes.
Great.
But
where can they go? Can they go to your website to buy tickets?
Yeah. Well, actually, it's go to my website, but thegarrettmendez.com.
The Garrett Mendez.
Thegarrettmendez.com. I totally just lost my train of thought. Go up there and you just have to make reservations.
Cool.
It's free. The show's free.
Great.
Second awesome thing, real quick, that's coming up is I'm putting on a comedy festival. It's gonna be like a special one night only sort of thing. It's gonna be like a mixture of an art party with some comedy. And it's gonna be $5. It's gonna be at the Bootleg Theater, December 17th.
I'm
Cool.
definitely gonna come to this.
It's so much fun. It's gonna be fun. There's gonna be it's gonna be an experience. The point is that you guys are everyone feel better. The whole point is Garrett Mendez wants you to feel better.
Nudity?
There'll be all of it.
I'll be
But yeah, it's gonna be like a cool monthly thing that I'm putting. I'm just now putting together.
Great.
So it'll be a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great, man. And again, thegarrettmendez.com. You're on the Twitter?
I'm on the Twitter, Garrett Mendez. Like at Garrett Mendez.
One piece of advice for struggling actors before we go?
Oh man, take every chance you have to be on stage.
Oh, love it.
Yeah,
All forms of stage.
yeah, take every chance. I always chase the stage time, so
Yeah.
yeah.
I hope someday we have someone on the show and they're just like, pass. Just like, no, I'm not gonna.
Just
give
like
advice.
any advice?
Yeah.
No, I'm all good.
Pass.
I'm right.
Let's go to the next question.
Jordan,
J Burbank 7, Jordan Burbank 7,
Yeah.
Jordan Burbank 7. Wow.
you don't know.
Whatever. I don't tweet myself.
Are you on Twitter?
I tweeted. You actually followed us last night because I tweeted that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did.
Followed us,
Yeah.
man?
I followed you guys. I should have
So nice.
tweeted right before I did this, but yeah.
Sorry, I'm going in for the slow case.
Oh.
Actually, on camera,
Well.
it looks so close.
Does it
You look
look
very
good?
close.
Okay.
You're just like,
Somebody should take a picture
Oh,
of that.
so we should go towards the.
Here, I'll take a picture. We can post that on the Twitter. Oh, that's
The
me.
Twitter.
So good. So good looking.
So good. So yeah, just
Yeah.
like making out.
Yeah, like us going in for the
Yes.
slow case.
Oh.
Yeah, that's good, guys. I think we got it.
All right.
We didn't get it. I just saw the preview.
I'll take a selfie after.
Not gonna lie, that was a waste of time.
Thanks to Gabe at GVB Radio. I always
We're
get
losing it.
I know.
There's a gas leak.
GVB Radio. Gabe, thanks for all your hard work on the show.
Twitter verified. We Sam Quiche.
Twitter verified. At We Sam Quiche. Also,
Find him on
We Sam
LinkedIn.
Quiche. You can find me on LinkedIn. I will not accept your LinkedIn request because I never visit my LinkedIn profile. And wesamquiche.com is my acting website. ActorsAnonymousPodcast.com. Thanks for listening, and always remember to listen, think, and then talk. See you next week.